management thinks that cloud is purely about cost saving, because that's what they have read in the magazines and the articles. It's perhaps a lot more than just cost savings, right? IT departments, we also heard in the earlier presentations, suddenly any department who owns the budget is able to go outside and get themselves a cloud application, right? Gets themselves an access to cloud environment. So the IT is getting bypassed. They are starting to think, hey, we are being bypassed. We are not in the middle. We are not in control anymore, as traditionally we always were. When there was anything to do with IT or computing requirements, it always used to go through us. Suddenly they are feeling bypassed. The business users are also going faster than the IT departments are. The IT cannot keep up. That's part of the challenges which the organizations are facing, right? And another thing which we are also recognizing is that the organizations are certainly not ready from a competencies perspective. If you scratch the surface, and there is not much knowledge which organizations have from what is cloud, why implement, where is it relevant, how do you ready your organization for it, how do you support a cloud environment, how do you operate in the cloud mode. The experience and the relevant competencies are very limited. And even among the vendors, they are limited. Even because this is a vendor-driven process, the whole adoption of cloud, even the vendors are struggling training their own people, or having enough competency among their own people, among their own consultants in the cloud computing area. And that's part of the challenge which organizations are facing. So they are all hearing about cloud computing, benefits, need to adopt it, need to think about it, but they don't have the competence within the organizations to be able to take them down that journey. And the incapability to analyze, manage, and many organizations, many CIOs are doing it for the sake of doing it, right?
Very
good. So if you actually go down the list of what are the top reasons why organizations are not moving forward with cloud, you will find that not many reasons are related to technology. In fact, most of the reasons here are related to areas which are other than technology. They don't have anything to do with technology. And as you go down that list, you start to recognize that cloud is not just about technology. It is, for many organizations, a bigger shift than just about adopting a new technology. It is about new way of working for organizations. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about some of our experiences, what we have gathered thus far in seeing how organizations are evolving towards working with cloud. What are the things which they have done? What are the challenges they have faced and recognized when adopting cloud computing at a significant enough level, at organizational level? And fear, uncertainty, and doubt inhibit many cloud implementation projects. So I want to take a few minutes to talk about the emerging landscape of cloud skills and competencies. So which are the key groups from a stakeholders perspective? If you think about what are the most important stakeholders in the cloud computing, cloud competence domains where the skills are required, you have the end customers. These are all end user organizations. You have the consulting companies and outsourcing vendors. You have the infrastructure platform vendors. And you have the integrators, service providers, etc. So I want to make sure that whether you work for one of these organizations or you work for these organizations, that you recognize that there is a specific set of competencies which are changing and evolving for within your organization. Whether you're a service provider in any shape or form in the cloud area, or you're a customer, you have to do an analysis of how do I ready my organizations, which are the roles, which are the people which are getting affected within our organization as we embark upon the cloud journey, okay? There are many, many roles, and I know this has been discussed many times. A lot of the presentations have been fantastic, very, very good, very relevant. But the problem is that the quality of people who were standing here and the number of consultants who actually have that level of experience and competence is extremely limited. When you have to embark upon large-scale implementations, you need a lot larger pool of people that you need to take along in the adoption of cloud computing. So if you think about cloud computing as a major phenomena which is happening and affecting your organization, changing the way you work, you start to see that many, many roles and peoples are getting affected within the organizations. So starting from the way we do our computing to the way we define our services, who takes control of services, what are the types of service level agreements that you sign, what are the types of measures, metrics that you measure. A lot of these fundamental things are changing for the organizations. The procurement itself is changing. How do you buy applications? How do you buy? You're not buying the traditional form of hardware and software anymore. You're buying a very different types of services which you're not used to buying. So the way you do your financial engineering, the way you do your investment business case, etc., is also changing.